Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to 7.3.3 Stunning Reflection and Mix Master. I haven't been putting up more videos in December, just spending some time with family and taking some time off. So here is another video just here and there. So the first note is going to be Stunning Reflection. So at the start of the fight, the defender has a permanent shield on him. So if you try to stun or parry him, the stun is reflected on you and you are stunned. The only way you can remove the shield is either if you poison the opponent or incinerate them. So the shield is taken away for 8 seconds and your damage is increased by 40%. Now once you remove that, there is parry vulnerability on the opponent. So once you use an incinerate or poison to remove the shield, if you parry again, the defender takes 75% more damage. There's also Mix Master and Heavy Assault. So use champions that have easy access to poison or incinerate. Some other options include Magneto and Falcon as well. Immunity champion will also work great, like Mole Man, Professor X, and also a good champion will be Emma Frost, would be your Mysterio with Emma Force synergy. The boss you're gonna attempt is going to be a Spiderman Stark with Aggression, Fury, Mix Master, and Be Like Water. More on him once we get to the fight. But before we jump into the part, guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the post notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot. And the mastery setup is going to be a suicide one for me, so I'm gonna use with suicide masteries. My defense and utility setup is on the left side of the screen, and then I'm gonna use the suicide ones. The first defender is going to be a War Machine, and I'm going to use a Diablo because I can put those poison up on him and disable that shield. And when I have that shield disabled, I'm going to use my heavy attacks to build up those poisons on him, and once I have an SP3, I'll throw that for massive damage. Now I am running suicide, so all the poison from the suicide masteries is going to help me heal up with Diablo. So you can use that. Diablo and other champions you can use are going to be your Sunspot. You can also use Hyperion with his SP1 spam, but just be wary about the Mix Master. You can also use Human Torch, Elsa Bloodstone with her intercept. Built-in intercept is also a good option. So plenty of different options you can use, but you will have to play very carefully, just not to get retaliated by the Mix Master and the Miss. You can also choose to use champions that are anti-evade, but then you have to take care about the stunning shield. So the annoying part about this path is to manage both stunning reflection and as well as Mix Master. Next defender is going to be a Jane Foster. Now she is a Mystic champion, so the most obvious choice is going to be a Human Torch, and I'm going to bring in. I'm going to keep holding block until she throws a heavy attack, and when she does throw a heavy attack, I'm going to use medium, light, medium to apply incinerates. And once incinerates are there, I will just use parry and heavy, so I can stack up those incinerates on her. Remember, parry and heavy, if you're going to do it twice, you make sure you parry first before you throw a heavy, otherwise the Mix Master will come into play and she will evade and then retaliate you. So just be careful about that. The best way I find out to deal with this path is I block until she throws a heavy. When she does, I will use medium, light, medium, and once the stunning reflection shield is down, I'm going to use parry and then heavy again, then again parry and heavy again, and then again the stunning shield is up. So I will start holding a block again, and once she throws a heavy attack, I will go with medium, light, medium, and I will rinse and repeat that to easily kill her off. Now this next defender is pretty annoying, Punisher 2099. Everybody has their own way to deal with him. I hate his block damage, so I like always using Magneto or a magic against him. With magic you can always keep him power locked, but because the nodes here are going to be stunning reflection and heavy assault, so I am going to use a Magneto here, and I'm just going to keep blocking him until he throws a heavy. Once he throws a heavy, I'm going to retaliate with my heavy, and I'm going to build up those prowess charges to at least 5 of them or at least 10 of them, and then slowly build up my SP3, making sure that I do not parry him, because if I do parry him I am going to get stunned and he's gonna kill me off with a lot of damage. So keeping that in mind, I will try not to get parried and then build up to an SP3, and once I have 5 or 8 and any more than 5 prowesses, I will start holding my heavy attack to build them up to 40 and throw an SP3, and he should die in one SP3 easily. Otherwise, if you use any other champion, he's going to do a lot of block damage, so make sure you bring in the right champion against him. Ultron can be a good option. Diablo can be a good option. Hyperion also a good option, but it's up to you who you want to choose. My choice is going to be Magneto, so I'm just going to bait out his SP1 and then quickly charge 2 times and get up to around 30 prowesses, and then use my SP3 and he will die off. This next fight is going to be the most annoying fight. That is going to be against a Sasquatch, and it is the hardest fight of the path. If you don't have the right champion, you will have to bring a champion that can apply either Incinerate or can do poison damage. Human Torch is probably going to be the best one against him, but I'm gonna use a Diablo because of the constant heal from the poison of Suicide Masteries, and I'm gonna just use medium, light, medium to apply poison and disable that shield. After that, I'm just gonna use parry and heavy and save that SP3 for big damage at the end. You will have to play around his wrath phase. So just now I'm just staying back and dexing his SP1s. You might have to throw an intercept every now and then whenever he's in his wrath mode, but you can easily run it out and then you can go back to the same thing. Hold your block until he throws a heavy, and then you go with parry, you go with medium, light, medium, apply a poison, remove that shield, and then you can parry and heavy, and once you have SP3 you can throw that and do massive damage to him. Same goes with Human Torch if you use him, same goes with other champions. Hyperion is a good option here if you're not running suicides, because you can just spam his SP1s, and also for the wrath phase of Sasquatch, he can build, so Hyperion can build up an SP3, and if you get cornered you can just throw an SP3 to make space, and then you can swipe back again to run out that one. Another surprisingly good one is going to be your Emma Frost, but remember with Emma Frost you can apply those incinerates, but as soon as you activate that Mixmaster, she's gonna switch her incinerates to Cold Snap and to avoid that Mixmaster, so just be careful about that. If you do switch to Cold Snap, then you cannot parry, but you can still do her built-in intercepts and use that Cold Snap to your advantage, and the defender will not evade. But careful against Sasquatch, she is immune to Cold Snap, so it's a little tricky fight with Emma Frost. I've done it before, it's doable, but there are plenty of other options. I would suggest you to go for them first. Next up is going to be a Mr. Fantastic. Now with all of his different type of debuffs he applies, so it'd be good if you bring in a champion that have debuff immunity. I am just using another option that is an anti-evade with Falcon, so all I'm doing here is I'll put my lock on him so he cannot evade, and every time an evade is failed I will get a cruelty charge on me that will increase my critical damage. And I'm trying to push him to special, so he will throw a special and give me an opening to go back in, and I am avoiding using parry. So this is how you can deal with him. Another champion that works really well here is going to be a Mole Man, but try to activate your frenzy before he loses his true strike, so in that way you can keep the true strike until even if you have more than 20 monster mass or your frenzy is activated. Apart from that, the usual suspect champions are there that you can use as well. So it's not one of the difficult fights, you just have to play smart against the evade and it's a good easy fight. The final fight before the boss is going to be a Scarlet Witch, the Sigil version. So for her, she is a Mystic champion, so I would highly suggest to bring in Human Torch or anyone with easy access to Incinerate or Poison, and she can die easily as long as you keep her to an SP1. You not give her an SP2 because the SP2 does a lot of damage and it's harder to evade, so stay away from that. Apart from that, it's a pretty straightforward easy fight. The difficult ones are going to be your Punisher 2099 and Sasquatch in this part, so make sure you bring the right counters for them. Now the boss fight is going to be against the Spiderman Stark Enhanced. Now he's quite an annoying boss if you don't have the right champion to deal with him. So he's going to have Be Like Water on him. He's also going to have Mix Master. With Be Like Water, if you use a parry or any non-damaging debuff on him, he goes unblockable for 8 seconds. So that is going to be annoying. You will either have to run it out, or another easy way to deal with it is to bring White Max Synergy. With White Max Synergy, if you bring in a Metal champion or a Hero champion and you parry, that parry is done passively, and that is not the active debuff on Spider-Man Stark Enhanced, so he will not go unblockable. And also there is Heavy Assault, so all you can do is to bring in for example Archangel or any champion with white megs, and you can just parry and heavy your way and you can kill him off very easily. It can be a super easy one. You can also bring in champions like Venom or Red Goblin to take care of the aspect of his evasion. In my case, I am using a Mole Man. So with Mole Man, what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to wait it out easily and let him throw his SP1 before I go back in and hit him. And because I have less monster mass on me, my frenzy is not activated, my true strike is up, he was not going to evade, so I'm constantly trying to push him to an SP1 and throw that out so I can retaliate and kill him off. I hope you find the video helpful and it helps you out, guys. If it does, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot. I'm going to be a little slow on putting out videos during this holiday season and New Year's. After that, I'll be getting back to putting a video every day. So stay tuned, guys. I'll try to finish off 7.3 as soon as possible so we can go to some other content. And apart from that, guys, I hope you all have an amazing day and I'll see you next time.